back to another episode of The Depths of the Melody. I had the honor of sitting down with Sotirios from SEPTICFLESH, who is known for writing the lyrics, playing guitar, and also the clean vocals for SEPTICFLESH. I think you are going to have an amazing time just diving in to who he is and what he has created with this band. This was super exciting for me. You guys already know how much I love this band, so sit back, grab your snacks, and enjoy. So Titus, I just I wish you could have seen my face when you agreed to sit down and have this conversation with me. I am beyond grateful for this opportunity. You guys have been destroying it since 1990, right?
Yeah, a long time.
19, yeah. And to me, you have put out some of the best music I have ever heard in my life. And everybody who knows me personally, they know that you guys, your band, your music means a lot to me. You guys have 11 studio albums. You did 2 EPs, you did 2 live albums, and that's incredible over that span of almost like 30 years.
Yeah,
What what an incredible journey, man. And the people, all the lives that you've affected with your music, and insane, man. Thank you so much, man, for taking time to talk.
without people like you, without fans, we couldn't go anywhere. The reason that we continue and develop and thrive is because there are people that are supporting us for so many years, and so we are also very grateful to those people, including you.
Incredible. Yeah, incredible, man. Incredible. First and foremost, before we get this thing going, how are you doing?
I'm well. Everything is going well on a personal level, and for the band also. And it's a good point in my life.
Awesome. You guys, now they're over here in America. Did you
Yeah,
travel with them?
no, uh, that's the thing because I rarely play live shows. Very selected and especially in festivals I appear. Not in tours, long tours.
Hmm.
This is a very long tour, more than 1 month. It's a tour that SEPTICFLESH are having with Decapitated right now.
Hmm.
I think that today the band plays in Quebec.
Hmm.
Uh, of course, I'm a little bit jealous about it because I'm not there.
Hmm.
But that was, something that is going on from the beginning of our second coming. Uh, that is with the album Communion, because we had 2 periods as a
Hmm.
band. We had the first period, and then we had uh, a hiatus phase,
Yes.
and then we return with communion, and this is the second phase of SEPTICFLESH.
Hmm. Now, I'm actually going to go see you guys. I'm going to go see them on Saturday in Pittsburgh. So I'm
Great.
I'm I'm ecstatic, man. Um, yeah, so you guys, yeah, Communion was like when you guys came back and you did the album Communion. Talk about, you took the world by storm with that album. That was a huge moment. That was a huge resurgence of Septic Flesh. You also, in the beginning, it was like Septic Flesh, but then you put it
Yeah.
together. So yeah, you guys came back with a bang with Communion. Um, what I wanted to ask, in the beginning, how did you meet the other band members? How did that all come about?
Well, it was a chance, by chance, because then I was entering in university, and I left my hometown and went to Athens. And I had a couple of songs already created. And one of the first things that was in my mind was to make a band. And so I was searching people to collaborate and record my songs. And actually, I had a friend that knew a drummer, and we arranged just to to play together and see how it goes. And the drummer was a friend of the guys of Christos and Spiros, or Seth, if you like. And so we rehearsed in a place that in the studio that was owned by the guys. It was not going to happen, to play for SEPTICFLESH. I just wanted to test the specific drummer, but they were there and they saw me, and actually I didn't like the drummer, and didn't went well with the drummer. But the other guys asked me to join the band. They told me that they had just formed a band called SEPTICFLESH, and they asked me if I wanted to join as a second guitar player. And that's how it happened.
That's history. It was all done. That's incredible. So they
By chance.
so they already had the name SEPTICFLESH picked out.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know like was it just like a cool band name, or was there a meaning behind it?
Well, it was suggested by a friend of the guys, and it was a rough period back then, 90s. I mean that a lot of bands had extreme names. It was you can say golden age of death metal, and a lot of brutal names back then. And so someone proposed the specific name, and they thought that it was good, to build something upon it.
Yeah, it is. It's a brutal name, dude. It's funny when some people like my mother's almost 80 years old, and she'll say, what's that one band you like? And I'm like, oh, I listen to SEPTICFLESH a lot. And she goes, SEPTICFLESH. It's awesome. I love seeing her reaction. So you ended up leaving your hometown. You're going to Athens. You're like, I'm gonna make a band. So I'm gonna try to find people. So before that, when did you find in yourself that you had a passion for creating art, writing music? What was your first?
As a child, very soon in my life. And I was lucky because my parents were very supportive and wanted for me to have an artistic background. And actually, the first instrument that I learned was violin. So I started with violin and classical, way of composing classic music. And I went to music school for a lot of years, and also got the first diploma, and at some point when I was acquainted with heavy metal, I was really fell in love. I changed, and I stopped playing the violin, but all the experience was there, and now I'm glad because my way of thinking was different from the guitar players, because I was at first a violinist. So I tried to incorporate what I have learned into the guitar, and I started, playing guitar and learning by myself. Because violin was a much difficult instrument than the guitar. I bought some partitures. I remember that I bought a partiture with Ozzy Osbourne and Roddy Rhoads, and tried to learn the songs. And anyway, gradually I wanted to create music. So after I felt strong enough, I started making songs, and it's something that I really enjoy doing.
Was Ozzy, was that like your first listening to metal, or what was like the first band that was maybe heavier that got you into metal?
I remember I had a tape back then,
Yeah.
and some friend had filled the tape with bands like Iron Maiden, Scorpions, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, Saxon. So these bands were my first, my entrance to the metal world, and I loved Iron Maiden. I was a big fan, and also I think that my first album that I bought on vinyl, of course, was Dio. I think the first album of Dio.
That makes a lot of sense because
Old Diver.
those artists, their writing, not only their music, but their lyrics are very poetic, very
Yeah.
and you write like that. You have a really great way with words, and you write just really, yeah. Your lyrics to me are some of the best lyrics that I've listened to when it comes to music. So
Thank you very much.
I can see that influence, and I can see how that affected you, which is really cool.
Yes, because exactly what you say. When I was listening to the music, I always had the lyrics in front of me, and I was reading the lyrics and listening to the music. I wanted the full experience, not just to headbang. I wanted to enter the world of the artist, and there were some really diamonds back then. Albums like Power Slave and stuff like that that influenced me a lot, of course.
Yeah, I think, some people can just listen to music and they don't need the lyrics. I personally, when I'm listening to music, and if I really like the sound, when I understand the lyrics or anything, that makes me love the song even more because
Yes.
I love the writing and everything. Um, that's wild. That's super cool, man. What one thing I know, other than just music, you also you have other avenues of creativity. What else are you doing right now other than just music?
Yes, it seems that I cannot just enjoy life and do nothing creative. I need to do something creative all the time, each day, every day.
Hmm.
So, either I'm writing lyrics or music, either I'm creating 3D worlds because it's a passion that I have, a passion that I was developed in the last 4 years. That I started creating 3D characters and environments at first, and I wanted to learn and went deeper and deeper. and then started creating short films, animations, and now you will see also my work through SEPTICFLESH, as it is a chance for me to express in a deep level, because I have created the lyrics, so I have a very deep connection with the themes. And so the next step is for me to create some visuals for SEPTICFLESH. I already created a video clip, an animation video clip that you will see in the near future.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, it's cool, man. I actually went and was looking at some of your 3D models, and the animation you did in space. And
Yeah,
you just started this 4 years ago?
yeah.
Damn, dude.
It seems like a big time, but it's not, because 3D animation it has so many things to learn.
Hmm.
It's so vast, something that you have to learn. It changes also the way that you are seeing reality, because you have to understand some fundamentals, like the reaction of the light with the materials, and you have to learn a lot of stuff to study anatomy, to study the color theory, to study about the movement of the camera. So many different things you have to learn.
Well, what I mean by like with 4 years, I feel like 4 years is not a long time, and
Yeah,
you've covered so much ground. In the film that you made, when you had the one shot with the spaceship coming in and you could see the reflection of the
yeah.
stars, the moon. I'm like, dude, this is really good.
Sorry for the disturbance, Commander. We have been informed by our source inside Nebula Force that our facility will be inspected.
Who is it?
Grondo.
Wow, 4 years and how far you've come with it. I bet because of your years of writing music and challenging yourself to
Yes.
push the creative boundaries of who you are.
You
You're
know, there are some people that when they stumble upon something very hard, they stop. I'm the opposite. I'm excited to find difficult stuff and provoking stuff. So it's like, in a battle. I want to create, and I don't care how many times, how many effort is needed, the time needed. I just do it.
you need to conquer it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's enriching, and I that builds so much character in a person. I feel like definitely in today's era, so many people want everything so fast,
Yeah, that's a fact.
and and there is like a lack of hard work and perseverance.
Yes.
And have you noticed in today's age with music,
Yeah.
how it how different is it to be in a band now, like a new band now, compared to what it was in the early 90s?
Really different, because now you have to spend a lot of time doing things that have nothing to do with music and creation. promoting, you know, but it's a thin line that many people are passing. And, you know, of course, you have to do the promotion, you have to do whatever everybody else is doing. But also you have to think about how much of your time is focused in this on this direction. And if you are a really artistic person, you need most of your time in order to create. And so, you know, it's I think that many people lose the balance between the important thing, the creation, and the less important things.
Yeah, I feel like now with social media, it's more, you know, putting out little clips compared to, you know,
Yeah,
back in the night, you didn't have that. It was word of
uh,
mouth.
I think that you know, in the age that we are living, everything is fragmented.
Mm.
So people tend to get something in very little doses and continuously. So it's something that builds and affects the mind, and we are becoming lazy, and so we need our fast food in order to go on.
Mhm.
And you know, it's a big difference between a fast food, something really prepared, you know, on the spot, and building some really intricate food for
The
the
qual
for the mind, you know,
the
you can say.
quality is different.
The quality, yes. What is missing is the quality. So we have a lot of quantity, but
Mhm.
quality is something rare nowadays.
That's one thing about you guys and the band. So I think some people can just get so focused on how quick can they put something out, and
Yeah,
they'll be like, "Nah, it's okay." And I've heard tons of conversations with you and the rest of the band where to you, that album that you will be working on, how can you achieve as close to perfection that you can to your perfection, what perfection means to you? And I think that's why your music and what you guys have been doing, especially with coming back from your hiatus, you came back with a vengeance with Communion.
exactly.
It was it was wild because every album is not just heavy music, but heavy emotionally, um, lyrically, everything about it. Like, yeah, you guys,
You know, we put so much of our emotions, so much of ourselves inside each album that we make, that after we are done, we need some time to go outside from it. You know, it's so intense that you need to just cool down and find your power again, and then start. It's not something that you can do like a job, you know, in the office. You go,
Mhm.
you hit your card, and it's there. You create one song. It's
You need to
creation, it's
recharge.
composition. It's demands a lot of energy, and you strip yourself. You are a vulnerable, vulnerable. Oh, fuck.
Vulnerable. Yep.
Exactly, exactly. And you get hits, you know, because uh, each one, each member is perfectionist. So if something doesn't feel perfect, you get a hit from somebody in the band. It's until it becomes you know, something that it cannot be crushed, you know, by the others. So this is the difficulty. If we were, just one person in the band perfectionist, it will be easier. But if everyone is perfectionist, it's really difficult to reach to the final composition.
I can see that. I can see that in the other members. I could just see how that would feel when, like, let's say you wrote something and you go, this is perfect. And
Yeah,
Seth could be like, no, that sucks.
exactly like this.
That's
Exactly
awesome.
like this.
How would
There is not, we are together for such a long time, and we know each other really well. We communicate in a higher level, you can say, but also we are brutal honest to the things that we like or we don't like, and there is no point of good, for instance, maybe something is good. If I say it's good, it's bad for us because good is not good enough.
Yeah,
It must be great.
it needs to be
It needs
perfect.
to be great. If you say something it's good, it's like saying that work must be done to be better.
It's not good enough. Wow.
Not
I
good enough.
was curious. What do you think each member, if they were describing you with one word, what would they say about you?
Mind. One
You
word.
gotta,
Mind.
yeah. Now, why would they say that?
Because I'm really mental, and I'm like focused on details on that go beyond the scope of music. Just diving deeper to everything with my mind. And for instance, I think that you could say that also Seth is the heart of the band, because
So,
he's really passionate.
yes.
Each member has some quality in a higher degree. All of us have the same qualities, but each member has something, more in a specific area. And I think that this is what makes things work with SEPTICFLESH, because we are a team, and the team gets the power from the connection of all the members. There is not one member that has specialty on all the fields of our music and lyrics and imagery and stuff like that. So this combination is what makes us stronger, you can say.
You guys would not be putting out such great quality music if you weren't a team.
Yeah,
Because
and
you would,
if you listen, if we make solo albums, they will be really different from SEPTICFLESH, because SEPTICFLESH can be only from the connection of all of us. It's
yeah.
it's what happened also with communion. It was not planned. It was not actually when we returned. We didn't know that things would go well for us, because we were absent for a lot of years, and it was a kind of just getting together and writing stuff. And when we started the whole process, there was a magic element, a spark, and this is what happens when there is something that connects different minds, and it's like you can say like atoms, like revolving around a primitive idea, a primitive force. It's a kind of magic, creation.
Well, yeah, Communion's probably one of the best death metal albums out there. Like, it's I think most people that have heard that album, they go, "What?" Like, there is something magical about it, and you guys have continued to tap into that magic with everything, you know. Um, Speaking of that, with you writing the lyrics, that your lyrics, there is a point where you're writing just cool, cool lyrics, they sound cool, but I can already tell with you how intentional that you are. These are not just like cool lyrics, they come from someplace. What what album was it the hardest to write for from an emotional place?
Well, our last album was really hard because uh, of the whole situation. It was a turning point in my life. My life was changing from the normality that I had. And also at the same time, COVID was disrupting everything, and also disrupted the process of creation of the album.
Hmm.
And we had a long time ahead of us. And when you have a lot of time, you tend to drift. And also, when you don't know what will happen, because with the COVID, we just we were waiting and waiting, and we were not sure when the album will be finished and when it will go out, and all this emotional uncertainty and whatever happened during that period was really intense and affected me as a lyricist. Also, as I don't write the lyrics and just give them to Seth. I collaborate with Seth, and Seth wants to also to create good sounding phrases
Hmm.
that he will feel confident in singing, and that means that sometimes I have to make changes, and I always start writing a ton of lyrics, and then I have to trim them down, keep the core, the essence, and it's a very difficult procedure to mutilate yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's a part of your create creative mind, and
Yeah,
it has to connect with somebody else's creative mind.
and not only that, you have also to see the big picture,
Hmm.
to step outside yourself and your way of thinking, to see the uh, final element, and try to be on the shoes of the listener. You have to, from one point and after, to stop thinking like a band member and think as someone that is a listener that does not knows about SEPTICFLESH.
Hmm.
You start to take another position, and this is really hard, to step outside yourself.
Yeah, it pulls you out of your comfort zone,
Exactly.
because with modern primitives, you still have that septic flesh sound, but you could tell it almost feels like modern primitives is like another new era of septic flesh.
And the lyrics are quite different. You can see a lot of attempts to dwell into non-comfort zones for me with the lyrics.
What's the deep message behind Modern Primitives to people that might not get it?
This album is very human centric, and I had a lot of thoughts during that period because I was experiencing the incapability of humans to cooperate in order to save the humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, with the COVID, a lot of mistakes, a lot of inappropriate approaches.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it was a point in human history that shows that we are not so developed as we think that we are. Although we are at an age that a lot of wonders and scientific miracles are happening, the mind of the humankind is not developed, and there is some deviation that is dangerous. And the last album is focused in this direction.
Yeah, I can see that, especially, man, on the song Psycho History.
Yeah,
First of all, that's an amazing song. I love that song. But it is very interesting. I feel like humanity does not understand the power that we have, and we can do so much good. We can do so many great positive
exactly,
things, but we choose to pour our energy into things that cheapen our existence. And I feel like now more than ever, like with what you said about modern primitives, we as humanity, we need to be intentional
exactly,
because there's a lot of craziness going on. And I don't think people realize that we could work together to change things. And
exactly that.
we need to work
The, the,
together.
the biggest failure is that we cannot cooperate, we cannot work together. This is
Yeah.
our biggest failure.
But with that, there is power if 100 people with a like mind come together, they can do a lot of good. So
Yeah,
people underestimate the power of little and small beginnings. If a few people come together, they can change their town. If more
exactly,
people come together, they can change the nation or whatever. And yeah, there is a lot of I think a lot of people are lost, and
yes,
I don't know. I know that you have seen this, but now more than ever, so many people are struggling with depression
yeah,
and anxiety.
exactly,
There's a lack of purpose,
exactly,
and I feel like through music and art and the creative process of pushing yourself can awaken something in people, but they have to put forth the effort. And
exactly that.
I see what you mean, and I can see that in the writing with modern primitives. I think that you touched on things. That's what I love about your writing and your albums. Every album is so intentional and has a focus. It has something that you are going to be focused on. And you guys really captured with all that has happened in these past couple years all over the world, so it's not just really cool music. There is something very intentional here.
We want to provoke thoughts, to provoke emotions. We want to make our audience feel like you did, to listen to the songs and get ideas and get thoughts. We are not preachers. We are not giving answers about everything.
Mhm.
We are not the Bible, but we are thought provokers.
You should write one. Write the Bible according to Sotirios.
I don't think that it's a cool idea. I don't because Bibles are meant for lazy people that need everything to be served. Knowledge is not something that somebody else will serve it to you. You have to find it. You have to strive to find it. Nobody will write it down and provide it to you. Whatever is written down has intentions that are not well.
I have never
And I don't want
heard.
to play this game.
Yeah, I have never heard anybody say like it that it's for lazy people. Wow, that's a really deep thought. I never thought about that. Hmm. It is. It's almost like people don't know how to stand up for themselves and find their way.
Exactly. They
Yeah,
want
wow.
instant knowledge,
Yeah.
just to read it and learn it and repeat it and give it to their children and create their heaven like this.
Wow, that's brilliant. Yeah. You so you said that at the core you want to provoke because
Yeah,
you're not telling people how to live their life. You're simply offering a perspective.
exactly.
And so
Exactly that.
yeah, so do you feel after all these years, if you were to sum up septic flesh and what septic flesh means, it is a movement, it is a group of people for
Yes,
the
it's a movement. It is an artistic movement. It's not only music. It
Mhm.
is like a way of thinking, a way of uh, creating. But the creation is not only music. It's also something visual, something that has meaning behind it, and it's like a world. A world.
Mhm.
We are creating our portal that leads to a very strange world.
That's awesome. Yeah. I see it. Yeah, and I think that's why your music was so thought-provoking for myself because like I too am somebody that's hungry for not what everybody is trying to give me. There's a desire to push. Like for example, a lot of people will say, light, darkness. That's subjective.
What you say remind me some lyrics that I have wrote, I have written in Lovecraft's Death, if you
Mm-hmm.
remember,
Uh-huh.
that he cannot rest in peace. And this is not just a play of words. It's an actuality for some persons, some people. The people that are unrest, that cannot feel comfortable in surrendering their perspective to the others, and so they are always seeking. They cannot rest.
Yeah.
So you can say that we are aiming to this kind of people with our music.
You guys are like, do you feel like with how introspective your approach is and how you think of things, how do you protect your mental health while being this kind of person with this kind of focus? How do you stay positive? Do you stay positive?
I try
Mm-hmm.
to stay balanced, because the difficult thing is to leave the ground and go to places that the ground does not exist. You have also to remember that you are an animal, and you have your biological needs. It's not a bad thing to be an animal. It's a fact. And you know, you have to also think that you are an animal with spirit, and the spirit demands also its food. And so you have to have the balance, to not to go too far to one direction or the other, to be in the middle, you know. And it's like you are having two different forces. The one is pushing you to the right, the other to the left, and you are in the middle. So it's frustrating sometimes, and it's not something easy to be balanced. But you have also to make choices and put people in your life that you will help you retain your balance. And I think that the most important, the most valuable treasure in life is other people. To find other people that are important for you.
That's huge, man. I agree, because it's easy to feel alone. And I feel like if we can be vulnerable, there are the right people in our life to help us along on this journey.
Exactly, exactly.
We're all, because there are
If you are
people
alone,
like,
it's really difficult.
yeah, and there are people like us that,
Exactly. Yeah. You have. I'm talking about people that you value, not people that have no interest. You know, people that will be you know, in the same boat with you.
Mhm. So I want to say a few words to you before we end this, because you have, I can see a young Sotirios in his teenage years. You know, I can see the journey that you have been on and where it has led you. And I know, I know that you have heard how your music, your your legacy has affected people. And sometimes that can be hard for people to hear, because it's like, wow, that sounds really cool, but sometimes if we're very introspective, it can be hard to receive those kind of words. But truly, I want you to know what you have done and how you haven't just created music, man. You have done something that has affected hundreds, if not millions, of people's lives. And I I believe that is so valuable, because at the beginning, you were just a young man trying to find his way, but you were brave. You stepped out even when you were uncomfortable, and you put yourself, you were not afraid to go into dark places. You were not afraid to allow your mind to wander. You were not afraid to question. And that has expanded across the world. It has been an honor, man, to sit and just talk with you and talk about your life, talk about how you've affected, how your life, how you have affected music, how you create music, and being able to tap in to all that you are doing with your 3D art, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what you do with that. And that's just another facet that shows the depth of who you are. And your music, it means a lot to people. And so super grateful, super thankful. I hope that this encourages you, and you remember, just how important what you have done, you and the guys have done. It's been incredible, man. And I am super excited for your future and to see even more what happens with Septic Flesh. Incredible. So thank you so much, man, for being here.
I'm really honored for your what you are saying, your kind words, and in moments like this, I feel that it's worth it because you're not making it for the money or for whatever other reason. The most important is to leave a legacy behind, to touch the emotions and the thoughts of other people, and maybe leave something good.
You've done it. You've done it. And I can't wait. You got so much more to do, man. And yeah, you definitely have left behind a legacy. And it's awesome to be somebody who is listening to it and watch it happen. So yeah, man, we will have to talk again. And yeah, I think it'd be good. Thank you again, man.